Before we kick things off, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Have you ever watched a movie and thought, wait a minute, they're playing that character? Hollywood is full of familiar faces, but every so often an actor breaks the mold with a role nobody saw coming, leaving us all sitting in stunned silence or possibly spitting popcorn in shock. Um, but but it 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 has to be done even further in the time. Um, it might have to be done with audiences get comfortable seeing their favorite stars as wacky sidekicks, brave cops, or hopeless romantics. But when someone tears off those labels and tries something totally unexpected, it can it can electrify their career and make movie history. Take Steve Carell, known for making everyone cringe and crack up as Michael Scott in The Office. He spent years as the go-to guy for comedy. But in Foxcatcher, he played John DuPont, a role so dark uh, and complex that people did a double take in the theater. Um, Gone were the awkward humor and lovable goofiness, replaced by a chilling seriousness that nabbed him an Oscar nod. And who could forget Robin Williams? Um the man practically radiated laughter, whether riffing off the top of his head or stealing scenes with his eccentric energy. Yet in 1 Hour Photo, he left comedy behind entirely to become a deeply unsettling antagonist. Um, um, Seeing him trade joy for obsessions and menace was a jolt, a brilliant, unforgettable swerve into the shadows. Um, think back to Robert Pattinson, once frozen in our memories as the cool, sparkly vampire from Twilight. Few expected him to plunge into the eerie, surreal world of a lighthouse where he traded awkward romance for stormy madness. His performance completely shifted how audiences viewed him, which is no small feat given the number of memes he inspired as Edward. Uh, Robert Downey Jr.'s story almost reads like a script. And after conquering the world with his razor sharp wit as Tony Stark, uh, he seemed locked into the role of the quippy hero. And then Christopher Nolan handed him the character of Lewis Strauss in Oppenheimer. And suddenly, RDJ was an awards juggernaut, proving he had a whole lot more in his cinematic toolbox than metal suits and snark. If you grew up watching Jim Carrey make rubber faces and erupt into wild physical comedy, his transformation in The Truman Show was like finding out your class clown could recite Shakespeare. Um, Carrey's performance balanced heartfelt pathos with just enough of his signature humor to remind you who was under the surface. A genius move that left fans hungry for more of his dramatic work. Heath Ledger's path was a stunner as well. Um, After earning heartthrob status with Any 10 Things I Hate About You, he shocked everyone by morphing into the Dark Knight's chilling Joker. Ledger's immersive, haunting portrayal cemented him as one of film's most daring talents. And that Oscar win, though bittersweet, felt absolutely deserved. Finally, there's Ke Huy Quan, who
won over audiences as a kid in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and the Goonies, only to vanish from the spotlights for decades.
And when he reappeared in Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was like he'd never missed a beat, delivering a layered, moving performance that earned him his own Oscar. Talk about coming full circle. Stepping out of your comfort zone is nerve-wracking for anyone. But these actors proved you can teach even Hollywood's most familiar faces some thrilling new tricks. And honestly, like, maybe that's why so many of us hold our breath during cast announcements, just on the off chance we'll get to see the next big transformation. And at least now we know. If you ever feel typecast at work, you're just one Foxcatcher or Dark Knight away from surprising everyone, including yourself. Also, if acting doesn't work out, there's always the fallback career of 1 hour photo technician. Unless you're Rod. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,